The city of angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC Podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Welcome, Los Angeles, to episode 218 of the Heart of LAFC Podcast. For this one, we're just going to call this one the Hat episode or the Hat Box Ghost episode. I think we're going to call Rich that from now on. But ultimately, it's the Hat Game. Why? Well, we just got through one rumor and the new one just popped up today. And I think we're just going to have to get ready for a lot of hats to be delivered. It might actually look like an Amazon facility over at FO. So this is where we're at. This is what we're expecting, is a lot of faces to be coming in and a lot of changes. We're just hoping that they're really targeted and what we're looking for. That's the big thing, is what's it going to be? What are we going for? Are they going to be scrubs? Are they going to be impact players? What is the plan? So that's really where we're at. And honestly, from the things I've heard, from the traffic I've got, it sounds like we're there. It's happening. So, yeah, that is the story right now. Being said, we do have some rumors we're going to cover, some funny stuff that's come up this week, but that's the game. Of course, before I get into the madness, welcome my brother on. Tony, welcome back.
Good to be back. How are you feeling, Joseph?
Feeling good. Always overly concerned with what's going on, but that's me and my profession, so that's what we do. But so far, the family's been healthy. Those that we know that are, been suffering a bit have done a little better than expected under the circumstances. So we're praying for them, doing the best we can with everybody involved in this, and writing it out like all of you guys. Tony, how are you feeling, man?
A little under the weather. Got a nice little COVID scare because I got sick, and then one of my friends just put it in my head like, "Oh, well, those could be the symptoms of the Omicron." And I'm like, "Crap!" Took a test, and luckily, I am COVID free. So, yay on that point, but still kind of scary.
It is definitely scary. I mean, I'm in that realm too, like because of my job and being, in the public all the time. Like you always have to watch for that. So. Vigilance is the story, just like everything else. We've been at this. We're not new to this situation. We just got to be smart about these things. And again, to our listeners, we hope everybody's doing all right out there, hanging in there and enjoying the episode, because this is going to get fun today. Without jumping around it, let's get right into the mix. First and foremost, we finally did have a big announcement. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling good about this. Who we bring in there, Tony?
Sorry, I was in between screens, and we brought in Illy Sanchez from SKC, which was actually a very I like the pickup because we did need a defensive mid to replace Atuesta. So what about you? How'd you feel about him?
I'm really happy about this because of the system we play. He fits us probably even better than how KC was set up. In our system, in the movement we do, in the counter press that we'd like to offer, this man is trained in it since young. It's not going to be a shock to him. He's going to enjoy the outlets that he gets. He's not going to have to overexert himself in the position if he is playing as a deep lying midfielder for us, or possibly at times a center back. He does both. I think it does need to be stressed that there is some utility in this signing. The big question, of course, will be his physical condition, since he is 33 years old and got a lot of miles. That's the big question going in. But if he's healthy and ready to go, and we're smart about the minutes that we give him, we're in for a really good fit into the current lineup that we have, and someone that can really lead it, especially with our younger players. So I'm happy. I think it's a good strategic move on our part.
100%. Let me introduce you to the people who haven't been able to read the TDAR of him. He was 2018 MLS All-Star player. In 2018, in that same year, he was Kansas City's team MVP. So he was really valued with his teammates to be named that, and you know how hard that is sometimes, especially even on that group. That's a very strong group in general. So kudos to him.
Yeah, people don't realize how stacked SKC has been in these years. And to be a player in that lineup, you had to really be effective because Vermees's system, every piece has a function. It's not hit and hope. It's very, very, very thought out in their game plan. So you already know he's going to be a very heady player for us. So this is good. This is good.
Mhm.
Playoffs, he tends to step up as well, right?
Exactly. He in playoffs, he's in the 5 years he's been in the MLS for playoffs, he's played in 9 career games in the playoffs and scored twice. So he is able to score in the postseason, which is something very desperately we need in the playoffs because it's very like I think besides the Galaxy game, I think that's the most we've ever scored. It's usually two or one goals in a playoff.
Yeah, usually they're tight affairs, and it goes to the limit, especially the way KC approaches things. I'll just say this, just like the other signings we've had, it seems like every player that we've brought in so far all has that special playoff experience where they've actually won something in knockout round games and contributed as well. One has scored in an MLS Cup final. Ilie has scored two goals or something like that. Yeah, I mean he's got some goals. Tajiri Shradi just lifted the cup. I mean, these are guys that we're bringing in specifically to perform when it gets tough, when it gets tight. They aren't gonna shirk. They're not gonna wither under pressure. These are guys that know how to function in that, and that's something that, let's be real, we've been missing in the knockout rounds is those guys with an edge. Every one of the guys we brought in has the ability to have that edge. Ilie is the nicest guy in the world, but he can give it back. That's one ability he definitely has. He's not looking for it. He's not super physical, but he holds his own, and that's critically important. I again talking about Rich being the Hatbox Ghost. I mean, some of the clues right this week. I mean, tell him about his history because that was pretty much the story of Rich's clues this week.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, he comes from FC Barcelona's fame La Misa Youth Academy, which, as anyone knows about Barcelona's youth academy, they produce legends. Not all of them go on to do great legend, like be the legends, like the Messis, like the Javis, Iniesta, stuff like that. But they still do produce well. Fabregas is from that system as well. You know what I mean? We wanted to go back to Barcelona, but did well for Arsenal when he was playing there as a starter and captain that side. So coming from them, and this is during 2009, 2014, around that area, and so it's younger too. So he was there with Messi, he was there with Pep. You know what I mean? So it was in the golden age for Barcelona. As much I don't want to say about it, but that's me being a Madrista.
Yeah, I don't like saying golden age, but you know that system in La Masia during that era was definitely going through a massive change in approach in terms of how the game is played. It was a difference maker, and he is one of those players that has that in him. What do we play? What is our system? Again, something that is very similar or wants to be similar as to the system that this player has learned. So he instantly fits in what we do. I am getting a good crack up, though, the whole Julian Green thing. I'm just going to throw it out there right now. That was awesome. Not going to lie. I would have been really happy with Julian Green coming here, and that can be a whole nother story. But the fact that a reporter, got suckered into this with no other sources and tried to run with a Green story when all he had was Pictionary. Dude, that's the ultimate cell phone, I think. He played himself. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And everybody's asking, did it really happen? Dude, we all saw it. We all saw it. So, yeah, I guess you shouldn't be so negative about our side or so negative about certain players, maybe because they're connected to Jurgen Klinsmann. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but it's just funny that he's so fixated that way. Good on him. I hope he gets fooled again. I like when he gets fooled. It's good things. All right. So there's the happy news so far this week. Of course, with sunshine, there's always a little bit of rain, and we had a good one, and this one hurt for me as to Me too. Who did we ended up not getting that we thought we might be getting, sir?
Rodriguez, and not B-Rod Rodriguez, the other Rodriguez who's performed for Cruz Azul. Unfortunately, he ended up going to Saudi Arabia for the club Al Nassr. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But he ended up taking a big payday from them, and it's a big payday. It's also in the area where the World Cup will be held, so it also could be, like Bam said last episode, it could be preparation to get ready for it, because as most people know, with Uruguay, you just have to perform well and good for you're the side that you're playing on, because everyone knows, and I talked to a lot of Uruguayans about this, they know the system so well that you just have to be good and in shape to do it. So I don't see him not coming back to the national side for this.
There's such a deep side, though. You never know. That's why I was always amazed when Brian gets the call-ups, because it's like, I know there's other guys in better form for their clubs, right? But the system is there and he makes it. Yeah, in case of Rodriguez, guys, I rest assured it wasn't like we played it lazy and lowballed an offer. That was not the case at all. The club made a move. There's no doubt about that. It was willing to spend. It's just there has to be spending within reason. And I think in this case, Rodriguez probably got a payday that was way higher than what his actual value is. And at that point, we've got to think about the long term and just reality that you're going to hamstring yourself by overpaying on a player like that. And it's going to cost you in other positions later. And the thing is, do you want to throw it all into one guy, or do you want to get 3 or 4 guys for that type of crazy money? And that really is what it comes down to, is the price just, we could not match it within reason. And now we're looking for the next thing. Yeah, Alan, I'm going to throw it over because I think he's right. Alan Marquez, oil money wins again. Hard truth, right? Money talks, as they say, and you know the rest. It's tough. It is really tough. And that's reality. This is business. And for us, it wasn't good business to follow through on this one. And that's where we're at. So we move on. We look for other soldiers. We have a lot to replace. So throwing it all into one guy is going to kill us. So it makes sense to move on. It hurts, dude. He's amazing. Like, I would have been over the stars it would have been great, but it didn't happen. And so we just can't dwell. Am I alarmed? No, I'm not alarmed. Why? Because we actually made a bid for somebody and it was a lot of money. So I'm not alarmed. It means we're actually spending money or want to spend money. There's a need to spend, and we know this, and the targeting is happening. Okay. Am I sad that it happened the way it did? Yes, because I think our team did put a lot of investment into trying to get that player. Could it cost us other players? Possibly. If we really thought we were that close to making it, it could cost us. But as you see, there's another hat in the mail right now, which suggests that we've already got another target. Is it an international target? No, it's a domestic target. But we have a lot of spots to fill. We have 2 goalkeepers that we need to find. Hard truth. Probably 3 or 4 midfielders that we need to find. They're going to be domestic, you would think, in most cases. We need domestic players too. So reality is, there's other things we have to get. And a forward at this point might be a little bit of luxury for us, and not a need, but a want. And we need to focus on what we need. So what does that mean? Well, where's the money going? Are we looking at Vela long term? Is a suggestion that Rodriguez was coming in, something that Vela was going out, right? You suggest things. But we got to look for other things. Again, to me, we need a veteran presence in the midfielder. We got Ilie, but he needs help. He can't be the only one. So we need something there. Our goalkeeper situation is not remotely up to par. Now we don't even have enough. So to me, those ones are the priority. And I have a really good feeling that in the next few days, the next week or so, we might hear the news that we need more than anything else. That's where I'm at. Tony, your vibe on this? Were you really, really angry, or just like, great setback, but move on?
I was just Upset, but not upset to the point where I'm like angry. It's at the end of the day, these players have to look forward to what's best for their careers in life, because you only play for average 5 years, I say. Like, and if you're good, a good 10 years. So if someone's offering you more than what you're worth, of course you're going to take it. It doesn't, and with him, it doesn't hurt his stats in playing in the World Cup. And so more power to him. Now, moving forward with our team, there's still a lot more that we need to do. But as we didn't blow our wad in this one player, yes. Again, was it a want? Yes, but it's not something we needed. It is a want. So what we needed is, like you said, defenders, keepers, and just solidifying our back line. And then
Midfield.
with what midfield, exactly. But up front, we are pretty solid for who we have up there. It just, once the chemistry and just like everything starts clicking and falling right where it needs to be, it'll be fine. Like I think there's a chart, I'll look it up and post it, of lucky goals and unlucky situations, and we were literally at the bottom of the unlucky situations of last year. So that's, again, it's all about luck.
Yeah, the expected goals didn't happen, missed chances, all that. Vela coming back healthy, and if he is healthy, and now you have Tajiri Shradi in this mix too, you got weapons already. But you need people that can serve them. And I think that's where our issue is. Who's going to serve them, and who can we rely on in the back to keep the game going? So, again, needs aren't as fun as wants. We all know this, but we need to fill this roster. So, beyond that, there are some rumors of potential departures while we're talking about building this, which is, I know, scary for many of us, but let's look at the names that are involved here. The first one that came up was B-Rod getting moved potentially to Brazil for less money than what we got him for, which tells me right there that this ain't gonna fly. That doesn't make sense to me. Tony, what's your thoughts on the rumor for him heading to Brazil?
I don't see him leaving to Brazil for less money than what we got him for. Again, Brazil, South America, just in general, is you have to take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes, again, with the Acosta deal, it was the same way. We didn't know it was true until it actually happened. So until it's official, and going forward, I don't buy into it too much.
Yeah, I mean, it could be one of those cases where an agent's trying to pull something, right? Create traffic. Could be the club using their friendly media, because every club has its friendly media, to push a narrative because they want him. We don't know, right? It's part of that silly season. We just know that the rumor is there. If it's real, the price didn't look right. And the fact that it was talking about a loan to buy, I got to expect that my club here is a little bit gun shy on loan to buys right now, especially as Rossi still isn't made official of anything. They don't feel so great because you really don't open up your DP slots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't feel it. The other one that I think might have more smoke to it, honestly, is Murillo to Club America. As an alternate for another player that I think is their preference. I would not be surprised by this, especially with the other rumor I'm going to mention next, that Murillo could get moved. And you're like, but it's Murillo. Yeah, the same Murillo that blew it in Carson, the same Murillo that blew it in Atlanta. Right? Big games, he failed this year. I love the guy. He's a great person. He's had good minutes. But this year, he showed his limitations. And in playoff games, we can't have that. And that puts him potentially as a target to be moved. We need certainty, at least some sort of it. Also bringing in a new defender already that's a right back that can also play center back and in a 3-man back is known for playing that in Atlanta. Yeah, a player can move. So if the money's good, why wouldn't you? Club America likes to overspend anyway. So if that opens up for another thing for us, then that's the business. And we live with it. We move on and we'll get somebody else. Which comes the next rumor. Willer Dita from Colombia. Defender, 24, plays for Club Junior. Seems like there's good ratings on him. Seems like there's good talk about him as a potential prospect at our club. Again, 24, that means he's not a kid. So obviously the youth movement might be temporarily delayed for the sake of doing well this year and getting things back on the road. Could this one have some energy? I mean, anytime I hear about a rumor from Colombia, I'm thinking about Juan Pablo and Hell doing something over there awesome for us yet again and finding another gem. So anytime I hear a rumor out of Colombia, I'm like, I'm listening, because we've gotten a lot from there and it's paid off for the most part. So could it be? Maybe. Tony, do you think there's any energy on either of those, Murillo or Dita?
Murillo, I feel like could be a potential good fit for America, to be honest. Like if they don't get the one that they're looking for, like he would fit that system so well. As much as I watch them, that he would 100% fit that, and they know how he plays. Again, he's played against them, and they saw what he can do and beat him, and he beat them, so he knows. So 100% that could be a just a move for him, and it make for Murillo. I think it would be one of the right moves to make if he can't go to Europe. The other one for the Colombian, I believe that's also a little bit true, because again, look what happened with Chicho. Chicho was a really good striker, can really produce, and he finally got called up to the Colombian national team for the first time in forever. And how old is he? So it's just maybe he's seen, oh, if Chicho can do it, who was really loved in Colombia and wasn't being picked up, maybe this is his shot to pretty much break through for the national team.
Right. I mean, you want to get featured. That's for sure. And at our club, you can, especially if we start getting successful again. People start watching us. That's how it works. We're the big money team in terms of TV ratings and viewership. Is they put us on, they know people are going to watch, especially at home, because of what we do. And everyone wants to play in that environment. Everyone wants to play in that. That's a fun environment to be in, to have that kind of support. So let's see what happens. If Murillo stays, cool. He just needs to have a rebound of a season and get back into it. If we get him a good goalkeeper behind him, I think you'll see a much more settled down defense, because you have confidence in who's behind them. So that's another signing needed. We'll see. I love Rumorville. Rumorville's a good thing. If you're asking me about rumors for goalkeepers, I don't have any. I've heard some traffic on some names, but yeah, nothing solid yet. And so we'll see what this next hat brings out, because you never know. I mean, a goalkeeper's got to be coming soon, right? It has to be preseason starting when? Yeah. So there's that. All right. Which brings us to the preseason. Tony, what's going on? Do we have games set up, rumored games? Where are we going for preseason, man?
So, of course, we're going to the first one that we all know and love is against Mr. Bruce Arenas here in good old LA. And then if there's rumors, but I most likely more rumor than and confirmed that we're all heading up for a little vacay in Palm Springs for the weekend. So I have no plans of who we're playing, but if the smell across the way is playing Columbus and DC United,
Actually,
I
not
think
Columbus.
we might be playing them.
I think,
not Columbus.
yeah, I think I'm looking now. So it's Toronto.
Okay, Toronto.
New England and DC are all going to be in Southern California. Dude,
So
could
Bob.
you imagine against Bob in Palm Springs?
That'd be fun.
Sounds like fun to me. Let's just hope the doors can be opened, right? That's the other thing about preseason. You never know if they're closed doors, so we're all kind of waiting and seeing what the schedule shows. Right now, LAFC shows what? How many games right now? Publicly?
Just
one.
Just
So we don't know yet. And that one's it at home, right, Tony?
That's it. And I know there will be a couple people in there, but I think it might be more of news and sports journalists. I think maybe some others, but again, still up in the air, especially with everything going on.
Yeah, journalists, our friends at 110, defenders, a couple of the podcast boys, and Kevin Baxter trying to figure out Pictionary. Be great. No, we want to get there. We want to have the supporters there, and hopefully that happens. Moving forward, let's get some reactions from you guys. I know guys are asking me about Vince's comments today. I don't like getting into Twitter wars with our friends, but I guess he was like more excited about Ilya going to our side than Rodriguez. And to me, it's apples and oranges. Liga MX's leading scorer is just a next level thing. So I'm like, I can't compare the two. Both beneficial, but I can't see Ilie as a higher, like, wow moment. That's my opinion on that. I'd rather keep it within a measured look and go, it helps us. And that's what matters most. All right, let's get to you guys' comments here. Introductions. Let's see what the grab bag is. One of these episodes, I think I'm just going to go full on grab bag for a full episode, man. And get you guys to just like fire it off, and we'll play it as like a press conference. Even get a press conference background for fun. All right, Jason's on here. He says, guys, I'll be listening on my drive to work at 3:30 a.m. Just letting all the current listeners know I miss you all. We miss you too, brother. All good, man. You got to go work. You got to earn it. We're proud of you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up, sir. Good days ahead. I know this for sure. Victor's on. He says, sup, Black and Gold family. He says, patiently waiting for the Verratti announcement. Oh, boy. Imagine that. Don't think so, but you never know in this crazy footballing world. Louis V. What's up, Black and Gold fam? Good seeing you there, man. Mark Lopez in the mix, giving us the eyes. I hope they're not evil eyes. Pretty sure they're evil eyes. Kidding, man. All good. Jose 236. I think his opinions right here are shared by many within the faithful. Warranted, of course. So many speculation and nervousness around the club state. We got to be nervous, right? Things got to work out for us to make it happen. So, yeah, a lot of people need to come in to get this thing back to normal for us. Alan Marquez, oil money wins. I think we mentioned that earlier. Mark Lopez, DP isn't supposed to be a budget value player. It's supposed to be a splash. If we don't secure another DP in this window and have issues with Vela and B-Rod, we look back to losing Cabecita harsh. Or you could be the Colorado Rapids with not a single DP, right? Getting a top seed, and they should have had one. That's probably why they didn't get into the playoffs, but we'll see. Honestly,
didn't they just lose one too? Like, one of their players just became a DP, didn't they?
I think so. But last year they didn't have anything to call. So we're not that. Our team's going to splash. It's just we thought we had that one. Now they're mad. Seriously, the vibe I get from the club is now they're mad. So when they're like that, it's like, oh, man, there's going to be a haymaker thrown. That's for sure. Bam, brother, we miss you, man. He's on here too. Sorry he couldn't be here today, dude. We know work is work, right? Got to take care of business, man. That's all right. That is all right. Jonathan Reimer is on, brother. I hope you're feeling okay, man. All the best to you, sir. I know this is a wicked time. He wants to know, how much will the team shell out for next DP? 2 million, 2.4, 4 to 6. I'd love 6. 6 is cool if you get the right guy. I do want to see them shell out, but for the right guy, you know, that's for sure. And it's going to be hard to know because of the Rossi and Vela situation. It's really hard to predict right now. Victor D. Lopez, genuinely looking towards seeing Duenas play. Here he's a legit prospect. Good in the midfield. Torres, too. We got some good kids. And I know we got a couple of them that are in the academy right now that might be in the fast track to move up as well. We got some good ones. Oh, Mark Lopez. I saved my evil eyes for Karsten Knight's reply, sir. I save googly eyes. I just laugh at those fools, so it's fine. Marcial Soto. Hey, my coworker stepping in here. Trying to solve Rich's pictographs. Might give Bax another fake one. Dude, honestly, and I told this to Tony, I'm like, I wonder if it's deep fake at this point. Like he's going after a player, so y'all think, and then throws you the curve. Like I said, Rich is the Hatbox Ghost, right? What's going to appear? Right? I'm just happy he's doing it. I'm having fun with it. I hope you guys are. I saw some negativity, and to be real, like the delay was long. Maybe the timing of releasing that one wasn't so hot. Okay, it wasn't so hot. It was too long. Honestly, if you release a hat, it should be 24 hours. I think that's standard practice. 24 hours is perfect. Right, Tony?
Oh, 100%. Like, don't, like, unless it's like a very big player and it says international, then like cheese it out for a little bit. But a domestic, unless it's someone huge domestically, and we're talking like Pulisic or like McKennie if they come back, which realistically that I don't see them coming back to MLS. But if like that, then I would say do that. But 24 hours is maximum. Sorry,
Yeah, I
maximum.
think. Yeah, I just 24 hours should be the run. 48 just gets people mad. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
that sometime tomorrow we get a release of a name and a welcome and a great hat tilt. It's in the week, so you should get it. It's in the week. But don't get lost in the holiday weekend because always waiting for that. And you got more next week. I know there has to be more next week. So they're going to start moving. They have to start moving. So good stuff, Marcy. Keep it up. I know you got one right. I think last year, like you hit one. So keep it up, man. We're having fun with this one. Good stuff, guys. So those are our comments right now. Keep them up. Throw your comments and suggestions and questions for us, press conference style. Throw some harsh ones our way. It's all good, man. I don't mind answering the hard questions. I actually love it. So have fun with that one. And Marcial has just said it was Corey Bear that he correctly did. Well done, sir. Well done. All right. So moving on to the next part of our show, and then of course is club and community. Tony, what do you got for club and community? What's going on with our EMLS player? What's the deal, man?
He didn't do too hot. There's promise. Again, could be nerves. Again, first year being a pro, doing this for the real time. He went 5-5-4. Unfortunately didn't qualify because it's the top 8 that qualifies. He finished 15th. So that's the end for this series. He'll go again around in February for series 2. This was a good learning experience. Again, it's his first season. I didn't expect him to blow out again because I've never seen him play FIFA, and FIFA is like a very like, the bullshit goals. You've seen them. You've seen stuff go in and stuff like that. And yes, they are professionals and doing this at a high level, but stuff happens. I did end up seeing the Carson game against the Godfather. Ended up losing 3-0, but he's the Godfather. He's been in it for how long? So I expected a little bit more skill to do that and some wildness, but it is what it is, and we'll keep rooting for him again. So a long season for him, and hopefully he produces for the way he does.
All right. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like an expansion year. You just don't know what they're going to do as a first-year professional. And the man has another career, right? He's the frontline worker. So we are hoping for the best for him. Definitely we have his back on this, and hopefully we start seeing some wins get strung together. Again, he's 4th ranked in the country, right?
Yes, but in a non-professional that was last year again. Once the new season started.
So it's like he was like top 4 in the USL, and now he's moved up to MLS.
Kind of, I think I would say the best way to say it.
It's like Julian Green being a baller in Bundesliga 2, but can't get starts in the top like that. Exactly. Right, Kevin? Like that. All right. So again, we'll keep covering what he's doing. I know he's got another series coming up, so we'll keep following. I'll do the BAM recap for Diego Rossi. I guess he came on high 80th minute mark, like as a sub, and that's all we've seen. I did hear there was some beef with Peñarol involved, like where's the money, and concerns over his transfer getting cheapened. We'll see the drama. That's Twitter fun. What happens beyond that? It could just be something where, fans are fans. So we'll see there. I'm just hoping the Rossi thing gets announced, gets done with, because it really keeps us in limbo until that happens. So let's hope for the best. Other news you had, sir?
Yes. So on a brighter note, one of our academy kids has been called up for the El Salvador's national teams, and the first team, our good old Nathan Ordaz, has been called up to train with the first team. Ordaz, yes.
Wow, that's what first team.
Mm-hmm. It's not like he's got like the other ones have been called for the under 19 and everything, but first team El Salvador. So congratulations to him. I know he's probably super excited and playing with the big boys and everything. So this could lead to him starting or playing. But again, he's just probably one of the practice players, but still a good experience.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Again, we just keep producing guys that keep moving up. Like, you can tell our youth movement will start paying dividends. It already is, but in the first 11 eventually. You can already see some faces. It's good stuff. Really. Again, effective. And now with the expanded fields that we're building over at Cal State LA, which we haven't even talked about, but the academy is getting better stuff. The team's getting better facilities. Like, it's improving even more. We're only looking up, guys. Yes, this season's been rough, and trying to rebuild's been complicated, but the back end's looking good. So there we are. So not so great news about Chicho, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, he tested positive for COVID-19. He was supposed to be playing with the Colombian national team up in Miami. He tested positive, so can't unfortunately play, and he'll be out for the preseason for a couple of it as well. So hopefully he's better. Hope for good speedy recovery and everything. But you never want to hear that any of our players or anyone just get COVID and just kind of stunt the career a little bit.
I mean, the only thing where you could say, well, okay, it's Omicron most likely, which is not deep in the lungs, but still a problem. Hopefully he's a good young shape player. I'm pretty sure most of our guys seem to be vaccinated, so let's hope this thing passes in the days that it normally does and we get him back. But it's tough because then you see other stories like Joshua Kimmich in I totally mispronounced his name, right? At Bayern. He actually had complications from COVID, and it delayed him and cost him the winter, right? So things happen. So we just hope that he's okay, that we get him back home soon to rest. I know he's got to rest there. But yeah, he'll be back on it. Doesn't lose any momentum, right, from this setback, and that he's fully fit and ready to go for the season opener, because that's all that matters, is they're ready to go. Same with Vela, that he's fully fit and ready. And I know Segura is going to take a little longer, but again, we're hoping for full recovery, and then we can see the old school Segura come back and lead this thing. Because let's be real, Segura leading fall, being that brain in the middle for us, good things can happen. So for sure. Any other news, sir, before we move on to the Black and Gold Vinyl Club minutes?
Not that I saw, besides the bummer news, but on the bright side, one of our youth is playing on the national team, so take it with the highs and lows.
Sunshine, rain, more sunshine than rain. Yeah, there we are. Which brings us to the Vinyl Club minute, and I was gonna say patience from who, but I'm moving on to the Rolling Stones this week. You're like, Rolling Stones? Yeah, the Stones. I don't think I've ever covered the Stones on the Black and Gold Vinyl Club minute. I'm going to choose the Let It Bleed album from 1969. Why? Because of one song that came to my head, seeing how everybody this week on Twitter has been really like, man, the Jonathan Rodriguez thing. So I said, okay, the song, You Can't Always Get What You Want, pretty much explains the situation here. We wanted a cool striker. We do. But we need goalkeepers, midfielders, and the spine to get adjusted. That's what we need. And so you can't always get what you want. That was my choice. I know it's a little corny. It's almost dad joke level. But I think it just makes perfect sense. Necessity wins the day. John knows that. And we move on. All right. Perfect. Wanted to check in with the rest of you. I saw another request for player conversation, so I'm going to jump on this. And we have Q Carty on here. Would you like to see Jamie McLaren in LAFC? He had FIFA numbers in the last couple of years out of Melbourne City. I believe he played for Darmstadt as well back in the day. I know he's hot right now, right? 6 games, 3 goals. What red card though? Hey, edgy. So it's Australia. I know. It's like drinking water. It's cool. But Melbourne City. I wonder what Bam thinks about that one. That's pretty cool. Not his favorite, obviously, right? Go Victory. Yeah, the rivals.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Honestly,
laughing.
yeah, no, it's arch rivals. It's arch rivals. Well, dude, sorry, man, but I definitely wear the victory shirt too. So thanks to Bam, you're the man, dude. Uh, Honestly, he doesn't cost a whole lot. I think he's valued at, if I'm looking at it correctly here, 1.65. Yeah, 1.65 million. That's definitely an easy purchase for us. Really, it wouldn't be that hard for us to get a player like him unless Melbourne City wasn't willing and wanted to gouge us, which has happened to us recently. Not from Melbourne City, but we've been through this. Which also leads to the next conversation from Q. Aside from Moon Hwan, why haven't we scouted in Asia and Australia as much? It's a good question. Maybe the whole COVID situation that we're in right now kind of limits, right? Australia, I know it's been hard to get in and out, right? Kim Moon Hwan, though, I wasn't that surprised because of the demographics of our own city, that we would have a player that, again, attracts from our city. Look at the players that we sign for bigger money. It's population, right? Is there a huge Australian population that's going to go crazy for Jamie McLaren? I don't know, but they'll go crazy for goals. And so I'm always going to be of the football mindset. If a player fits in, take him. For those of you who don't know, Jamie McLaren can play center. He can be high, can play low, can also play right wing if need be. I know we just got Tajuri Shradi, so that would not be what I think we're searching for there. But support at center forward is something you always need, especially if Irango is going to be making these forays into the national team that you need it. But I think McLaren might be getting call up too potentially. So I don't know. I'm always down for talent, right? From anywhere in the world. It's cool, man. The more international, the better. And even some U.S. national players would be really nice. I can put that on my wish list. It would be really nice to see an American in the World Cup representing LAFC. Just saying that would be cool too. Full on CONCACAF love, right? It's good. So you never know. So we'll see what happens there. But put it into Rich's wheelhouse, man. I always say that, and have fun with it. Throw it as a guess for fun. That's always good too. But I'm down. Marcial's showing his love for Ordaz. Good stuff, man. Jonathan is having fun here. Somebody's playing Pictionary. I went down to the Chelsea drugstore to get your prescription filled. Did Jay-Z just tease a signing reference? I don't tease. I do tease, but not signings, because the one thing I have learned in my short time on podcasting and talking about player signing is you don't want to muddy the water. You're like, what do you mean muddy the water? The guessing game can kill us if you're got one of these in front of you, right? Mm-hmm. Why? Because your own push, if it becomes like a fire, can cost the team money and potentially lose a deal. So I'm not big on the speculation outside of having fun with it. If I hear a name or I know something ahead of time, the last thing I'm going to do is plug it here. Because if it's something that's serious, there's no way I'm letting that mess up, because I want him to come here. So I'm having fun, though, Chelsea drugstore. I love it. He's reading in the lyrics, which is good. Which is good, man. I dig it. Roberto Espinoza, what I miss. Jonathan's joking that we're going for Pulisic. That's what he's doing right now. Right, Chelsea? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think Rich's slideshow, Pictionary, I think had Pulisic. So have fun with that. Roberto Espinoza jumping in about what I missed. Missed a lot today. There's a lot to talk about. I think we did talk about it. If you guys have any more questions, please throw it our way. I know this is a shorter looking episode. That's for sure. So if you guys have stuff, throw it our way. I know we went really short this episode. Why? Because there's news, man, and like we're waiting for the news and speculating and running with it and having fun with it. Again, I'm just hoping for that starting goalkeeper to get announced, and I'm really, really hoping and praying that this is the one, or at least by next week we know. Because, man, I want to get excited, and I'm not going to feel excited until I see a starting keeper that I can trust. You could build all the greatness in the world, but a guy that leaks goals won't get you there. Even more so, if we get a player that uses his feet back there, that can be aggressive, almost a sweeper keeper level at times, that allows more overlapping ability for our team and to press even higher because they can trust the guy back there. So if we get that, I'm a happy boy. A shot stopper. I don't need a guy whose feet are glued on the ground. That goes, I don't think I can get it, so I'm not going to dive for it. No, I want a guy that can do something here. So I want to show all about it. That's where I'm at. Goalkeeper to me is number one. Tony, wish list. Is that your number one, or you want to see somebody to complement that midfield and lock it down?
Goalkeeper. That's
Goalkeeper.
the best. Yeah. There's we midfielders come and go and stuff like that, but to find a good, solid keeper is the hardest thing for us as a team to do at the moment. You know what I mean? Tyler Miller was solid but leaked goals. Ciciega, same thing. Was solid but just let certain things go. Romero, solid keeper in the making, but still inexperienced, and we can develop him, or he needs to develop a little bit better. Blackman was just a scarecrow at the minute, but one good game and then just kind of disappeared.
To me, that's the worst one we've ever had. Really, I don't know, because I look at what our team plays and how we press forward. A limited number of defenders in the back, so transition is tough. Stuff plays over our guys. Guys go over us all the time and get in between that uncomfortable space between the keeper and the defender. They like putting in there because we've never had a guy comfortable with his feet. Tell me a single keeper we've had that really squares up to the shooter properly or that comes out aggressively, consistently. We haven't had one that looks really confident. They look heavy on their feet in many cases, right? The shoulders aren't right. It just doesn't, or they look like they're lacking confidence. We haven't had it yet. It's hard because everything else, I'm sorry, but we had a top-end keeper in season 2. I think we go all the way. But we don't. We didn't. And we lost out. So let this year be the correction. Let this year be our chance to move forward with somebody who can lead back there. Because that's really, really, really what we need. It doesn't have to be some old fart. No. It's just somebody in their prime. Is that too much to ask, Tony?
For a keeper, it kind of is, not going to lie. Especially in our neck of the woods. Europe is a little bit easier, quote unquote. But in our neck of the woods, it's kind of you find one and you keep him for a long time unless you can sell him for a lot of money. But then we're back to square one. So
I quite literally don't care about the resale. I just care about now. Yeah. And I think that's where everybody's energy is at right now, is now needs to be fixed. Now. Q Cardi comes up. Augustine Marchesín from Porto. Yeah, I saw that. He wants to move. That's a starter. He's confident. Very confident. So that's interesting. Clues. Do you see the clues out there? I know Buffon. Oh, yeah. I've heard Buffon too, and he's 40, somewhere around 40. That's not too old to play though. Realistically, he's Buffon. He could probably play to 60. But yeah. Rich just dropped another clue on Twitter. Woman in Nikes at the park.
Yeah, he just saw that. I thought it was what's his name's girl, Justin Bieber's wife for a second, but yeah.
The Beeb. Oh boy. Okay. Martial, I want a penalty expert. Just competent. Penalties. I've told Martial this in the past. Like, as a goalkeeper, it's a bonus if you steal one. Like, to me, that's when I played, I had felt no pressure in PK situations. All the pressure is on the shooter. All I gotta do is steal one or two, right? So, yeah, we should have somebody expert, just competent. Yeah. The only piece where we've been truly missing in solid trust with a goalkeeper. Exactly, Ben. This is from Ben Jaskolnik. Hey, dude. I know who that is. One of our fellow supporters out there. Good stuff. Victor D. Lopez, is there a goalkeeper guru we can hire to help scout one? I know. I guess, is Zach still with us? I guess there's no news on him leaving yet, but he used to be like the goalkeeper whisperer, right? He'd take a guy that was average and make him stellar. Brad Guzan was a huge one for him, right? Turned into somebody big out of nothing. So Kevin Hartman back in the day, never going to start anywhere, became a starter because of him. Like, he has this history with goalkeepers turning him into something. So I know, I think we took these gambles, but we don't need to gamble anymore. Smalls Kenobi jumps on. It's going to be hard, to find one for sure, unless there's somebody already dialed in, right? We don't know. We'll see. Praying for somebody that we can believe in that role. Throughout the spine, like I said, the adjustment is needed, so let's see it happen. All right. Any other questions from the crew? Anything? Throw it out there. We're in this mix. Let's see other things. Oh, I didn't talk about the coaching situation, so we've lost a few, so we can talk about that too. I believe that Razov is still in the family. Sorber, right? It's gone. Kenny Arena's gone. Zach Abdel, we haven't heard. Razov, we haven't heard. We do know that Razov has been interviewing for head coaching jobs. She just didn't get them. So we don't know yet the staff. I'm really hoping this hat box isn't a staff one. I'm just to throw that out there too. It'll make us all sad. Don't need a hat box to staff, guys. It's okay. Just announce them. Really. So yeah, we're losing people, but we thought so, but we'll also gain people. You got to understand who our current manager is and who he's connected to. So it's a thing. It's a thing for sure. Tony, any other things you want to cover tonight before we call this one and wrap it?
Nothing really. But we've lost Follow Ben. If you want to know, we get the up-to-date news, because it seems like he's on top of it better than most of the other reporters. And we don't tell him anything. He does his own thing.
Yeah, I did want to reiterate that with Ben. We purposely don't feed him information. I purposely don't feed him information because he doesn't need it. He's got his own sources and he rocks at what he does. So, follow Ben, because Ben just seems to have that. He's also our sideline guy, right? He's our press conference guy. So he's in the mix, guys. If there's a closed door game, he's probably going to be the one there for us. And he does have an article about Ilie that you all should read. Definitely check out our website, heartoflafc.com. It's on there. We've also thrown it up on social media, so check that out as well. Ooh, I like this one. Victor says, is Dolo bringing staff from Germany? I wouldn't be surprised by it. He has his people. So don't be surprised by that. And don't be surprised if somewhere down the line, talent comes from there as well. So again, the connections are real. Like, honestly, he's extremely, well respected in Germany. Players, coaches, he has a way. So don't be surprised if something develops out of that, which would be cool with me. I'm good with that. Ben Skolnick back in the mix again. Here we go. As long as we still have Paul, we are still solid. As long as we have Paul, nobody's messing with our team. I agree. Paul's the man. So suit him up. No. He'll hold it down in the back line. All good things to Paul, man. We love it. Yeah, Ben's from Relentless, by the way. I just had a moment there. So shout out to Relentless. Good stuff, Ben. All right. So on that note, we're going to close this bad boy out. So I'm going to pass this one over to Tony for your final thought of the day. I know, short episode, but it's all good.
Final thought of the day is pretty much just have fun. It's the preseason. We don't know what we're going to get, but don't get too disappointed of what it is. There's a rhyme and reason why we're signing certain players and not other players. If people want to come play for us, it's not like other people just picking up our trash and saying that that's where they always wanted to be. That's my little sly at somebody. Like I said, I wouldn't say anything, but that's my little sly after that little comment. If you know, you know. But so just do it like that. there's, like I said, if you need other opinions, there's a couple more podcasts: Sin Filtro, Voices, Defenders, Somos, forgetting some. Oh yeah, Shoulder to Shoulder. How could I forget our fabulous Jonathan? And yeah, there's a couple more, I believe. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So there's a lot more opinions if you feel like our opinions aren't the ones that you want to connect with. But on that note, just respect other people, take care of yourselves, and stay golden.
Boom, there it is. Good stuff. Respect is the story. We're all part of the same family here. We have the right to different opinions, of course. And different temperature is good. It's kind of like we're a box of hot wings, right? I mean, you got your mild to scorching and some inferno, right? Which is okay, right? We all have different tastes, so that's fine by me. I mean, if it's going to be alarmist, that's okay. If it's going to be like everything is happy, everything is good, that's fine too. Our hope is that within all of that, just give us your true feelings on these things, right? And just let it rip. It's good. It's good to have different perspectives. It's healthy to have different perspectives. I dig it. Again, respect is the story. Shoulder to shoulder, of course, is what we need to be at the end of the day, especially in this process. We can disagree, but at the end of the day, we all know what we all want, right? Our goals are all the same. We want to win it all. We have our way to get there. We have our methods that we want, but we want to win this thing. So that's where we are at. So on that note, I just want to thank everybody once again for jumping on with us tonight, speculating, giving us some great comments. Marcel guessing game. Go enjoy the slideshow that Rich is putting out there. I can't wait to see what this one's going to be. I'm just having a good time watching all of you. Yeah, man, at the end of the day, you know what we're going to say, right? Tony?
Stay golden.
Stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.